Hi, it's Krystle here with Clear Sky Professionals. I'm here with Dave, and we're going to talk about the 3 F's of a real estate transaction, how it can fail the most quickly here in Flagstaff. You've got fire, flood, and foundation.
Right. So these are the 3 quickest ways your transaction can fall apart that could be potentially out of everybody's control, but we're going to help everybody understand, what steps we can take to try to, troubleshoot up front, work through these issues, and, at least make sure our clients are protected in the sense that they're going to find out of any of these issues during their inspection period while, their earnest money is protected and while they're still able to do due diligence.
Yeah, perfect. So let's jump into the first one, fire.
Yep.
What does that mean to you?
Well, of course, we live in the largest ponderosa pine forest in the world, from what I understand. And Flagstaff's, a big part of that fire risk. And, we just had a realtor luncheon where Paul, the chief wildland battalion officer here in town, talked about what a healthy forest was.
He did, and I was actually really surprised at the numbers. He said that for a 1-acre piece of property, 10 to 12 trees is kind of the maximum that you would want on that property to keep it fire safe. And Flagstaff, as you mentioned, with the biggest ponderosa pine forest, is not generally that unpopulated with trees.
Right. I think what one of the big takeaways from Paul's talk with us was that, humans have done so well at preventing wildfires that now we have this huge overgrowth, and the firefighters are challenged with constantly thinning forests and doing controlled burns and trying to create a more natural environment for the forest. And he mentioned that, pre-human times in this area of the country, this forest probably had wildfires every 1 to 3 years, maybe even 3 to 5 years as humans started coming into the area. Now we have fires burning through the forest and creating that rejuvenation of the trees and the land much less often.
Well, because of those trees and because of just natural disasters across the country, insurance companies are unfortunately pulling out of our area. And if they're not pulling out, they're staying and they're raising their prices quite a bit because they have such a deficit to overcome when something does happen that's catastrophic. So knowing that up front and being able to work through that with our clients, set that expectation is really important. And you don't want it to fall out at the end of the transaction right before closing. You want to work through that during the inspection period, as you mentioned initially, that, we want to protect their earnest money. And if you can't get insurance for a rate that you can afford, then it might not be the home for you.
Right. And it's more common now, right, that people come from outside our area. And one of the